Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. I'm grateful to all of you who follow me here and have this little community here on YouTube. Welcome back, and I hope you're all doing well. And if you are new here, welcome. I hope you're doing well. My name is Nicholas, and on my channel I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love, crystals and magical properties, as well as plants and their magical properties, and I do all types of readings, and I talk about all matter of philosophical and spiritual topics. So if you're interested in those types of things, you know what to do, you know what to do. Please subscribe, join this amazing community, and click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. And this is a safe place if you're practicing witch, Wiccan, pagan, or whatever spiritual path you're on, because there's no right or wrong spiritual path. Now, I did make a video like this before, but I took it down because there were a lot of issues with the thumbnail, and then looking back, the message with this video, I no longer resonate with it. Now, of course, we're all individuals, we're all different, but I would say there's really three types of people in this world. Now, the three types of people to start with are the tree people, and you get the seed people, and then you get the statue people. So, tree people, they want to learn, they want to grow, and they're on the path where they're constantly learning and growing. And personal growth, spiritual growth, development, there's many layers to this. So people are on the tree path, they are constantly learning, growing, and walking their own personal journey of self-love, empowerment. That's what they're doing. Seed people, and I used to be a seed person. If you're a seed person, it means that you've got so much potential. There's so much you could become, but you don't realise your worth. You don't realise your worth. You don't realise how special you are, and you don't really love yourself or accept yourself. But deep down, you want to be found. You want to be found. You want to grow, and the being being found is you finding yourself, you learn to love and accept yourself, you being your true and authentic self, and you standing your power, your sovereignty. That's you finding yourself. So the seed people are just people with so much potential, there's so much they could become, and deep down they want to learn, they want to grow and become the best version of them. They just don't, they're in a point of darkness in their life, they're lost, they're at a crossroads, and all they need is someone to give them some inspiration or to help them look at life from a different perspective as well. And they want to learn, they want to grow, and they want to be found. Which is good, because eventually that seed person over time will become a tree person, meaning that they're on the path of learning and growing. Statue people, however, these are the types of individuals who never change. Never. They might look nice. They might say the right. They might smell at your face. They look as nice as a cake. Meaning, sure, the icing's lovely. It looks lovely to tuck into. But once you bite into that cake, you'll get more than you bargained for. And that's statue people. Because these types of people, they remain stuck in their ways. They're always in victimhood. They never take responsibility for their mistakes. They never take responsibility for their life. And that's foolish behaviour. Because if you made a mistake, okay, we all make mistakes. There's not a person dead or alive hasn't made a mistake. And when you make a mistake, it's important to learn from it. That's what you do. You look at that mistake, you confront it, you look at maybe why you made it, and learn from it and move on. You don't blame other people for you making that mistake or that. And if you're wrong, the statue people never like to admit they're wrong when they are wrong. If they get facts wrong, if they get something wrong, they're very aggressive, because deep down, these people have felt powerless all their lives. And they don't want to learn, they don't want to grow, they don't want to inspire other people. They want to control other people. And the sad thing is, their version of love is control. And that's not what love is. Love is never control. Love is about having a connection with another person, and it involves trusting each other, being honest with each other, respecting each other's boundaries, each other's needs and wants. You know, a relationship is beautiful, be it romantic, platonic, but it does require a lot of work. And there's a lot of things a relationship needs to be healthy. But statue people, these are like your narcissists, your sociopaths. There are people in this world that are so dangerous, in my opinion, but they're in some cases they're just a danger to themselves, but more often than not they're danger to themselves and others. They should be locked up and throw away the key, in my personal opinion, because these individuals, they'll never change. And the sad thing is, all their life, they'll be lost souls. Deep down, everyone has hidden potential. That's something Goddess Hecate's taught me. Where everyone in this earth has the potential to learn, to grow. Everyone has the potential to achieve their dreams and goals. But these people, they never do that because they're always prisoners. They're stuck in their ways. They need validation and they need approval. They want to be recognised. They care too much what other people think. Like, if they do give money to charity, they brag about it. If someone's if someone's injured, oh, they're the first person in the scene. They're injured, they're the first person in the scene. The statue person is the first person there because they want to be seen as a good person. But they do care, but they really don't care. They care about how you see them. They want to be looked at as good and nice, but they're not good and nice. No, far from it. And that's the type of people we're dealing with, you know. And these people they're lost souls essentially. They remain stuck in their ways. They never change. And they never change. And they get worse and worse. It's not that they get better or they become better people. Oh no. They might appear good, and they might act gooder, but they put a nice facade on. And the sad thing is, but if you're wise, you'll know this. And if you've dealt with narcissists, negative people, you know it's an act. You know it's a persona. But they're acting nice, they're acting kind. But they can only keep that up for so long. And eventually snap. But, you know, and there's red flags, of course, to look out for. And I'll talk about that maybe in later videos. But at the end of the day, the sad thing is, these statue people are lost souls. And they'll never grow. They'll never become the best version of themselves. They'll never learn, they'll never grow because they're too focused in everyone else's life. And comparison is the thief of joy. But I'd also say comparison ties in with envy. Like, nothing good comes for envy because, like, okay, you're focused on for example, Paul is focused on what his neighbour Mary's doing with her garden and all that, or what she's doing with her life, and then Paul's not going, I'm happy for Mary, I want Mary to do well in her life. No, Paul sees Mary as competition, so he tries to do make his garden nicer than Mary's, and then he tries to upset Mary because he's envious. Envy is very dangerous. Jealousy is bad, and it's a bad thing, but envy is even worse because envy is where you're not just jealous of somebody, you're prepared to bring about someone's downfall. Now, there are people that are lost souls, that are down in their luck, that might have made mistakes or done things they regret, and that's your seed people. But they've never crossed a line they shouldn't have crossed. But statue people do, and they never learn to respect people's boundaries. They've got no respect for anyone, for anyone's boundaries, and they've got no emotional intelligence, and they don't understand these people, but life is a journey and it's different for everyone. They see life as a competition and they're competing with everyone. And if you're focusing on everyone else's life and not focusing on, right, my name's Paul, I need what's good for my mental health, what is good for my emotional and physical health, and like get a life of your own, Paul. But Paul's not doing that. Paul's not focusing on his life. Paul's focusing on Mary and Rosemary and focusing on everyone else's life but his own. And that's what statues do as well. And even these statue people, they can be nosy neighbours. Alright, you live in a neighbourhood, you've got a house. The sensible thing to do would be to mind your own business and stay in your house. But no. These statue people, They come right out and they're saying to everyone, they're getting involved in your business. They want to tell you what's happening, and they walk about like they own the street. That's what they're like. And the sad thing is, they don't own the street. They own nothing, and they're really sad, lost individuals. And throughout their whole life, they never change. They get worse and worse, and they stay stuck in their mindsets and their twisted ways. And when it comes to statue people, you really want to close the door on them. You don't want these people in your life. You don't. And I'd say like people like narcissists, sociopath, though these people are part of that, and they're their own thing, narcissists and sociopath, of course, but I would classify them in that box as well, statue people. People that stay stuck in their twisted, evil ways. Close the door on them and keep them out of your life, because you don't want those people. And personally, as a spiritual person, I know we live many lives through reincarnation. That's what I believe in based on my experiences. But even if we just had one life, and in a sense we do, because as Goddess Hecate taught me, the person who is Nicholas, which is me now, I only get to be that person once. So I do work in myself, because self-love is something you build up over time. So I do love and accept myself, and I work in it every day. But I'm constantly evolving and growing. And I'm on the tree path. I used to be a seed. I used to be lost, not understand my gifts, my potentials. But I'm not a seed anymore. I'm growing. There's no shame in being a seed, because a seed has the potential to grow. And many lost souls out there want to be found. They're just seed people. And then eventually over time those seed people become statues. But the sad thing is, if you're a compassionate, loving person, and I know I am, you will meet people like this, because and as psychic readers, we meet all types of people, and to be psychic means to read energy, and everyone has their own personal energy. And when you're doing a reading for someone, you're reading someone's energy, you're connecting to their spirit team, their spirit guides, the message. There was a client of mine, they did have addictions, but through doing, and they wanted me to do readings for them. They got readings from me, they paid from readings, and I tried my best to help this client. And even in a lot of the readings, the cards were saying, and even I worked with other decks with this client, and a lot of the decks, even, and their spirit team were even screaming out they need to look after themselves to get off these, to break the addiction cycle. That's what they were telling this individual to do. But this individual was a lost soul, and I thought they were a seed, but they had the potential to grow. But I found out the hard way, or they were a statue. And then one night I went out to my garden shed, which was my temple. I meditated with Goddess Hecate, and she said to me to stop trying to help this person, because they're not worthy of my time and energy. And it was sad. And then, long story short, but this person, my mum knew them. My mum had sympathy for them. And they were causing trouble at my mum's door, and they were a troubled soul, and things got really violent and hectic, but me and my sister sort of dealt with this person and got rid of them. But at the end of the day, that is a statue person that I've met. They might look good, they might say the right things, they might make out they want to heal and grow, but the sad thing is, they don't want to heal and grow. They're in a really dark space in their life. Some of them realise it, but a lot of them don't. And their situation just gets worse and worse. Their health gets worse and worse. And they're just statues. They're stuck in their ways. And they'll always be stuck in their ways. Always. It never changes. And as always, these are the three types of people in this world. There's lots of, I know we're all individuals, we're all different. And again, it's not necessarily healthy to put people into boxes, because we're all one in a million, we're all irreplaceable. But as I love philosophy, and philosophy is about deep thinking, from my way of thinking and from my perspective, I believe there's three types of people in this world. There's the tree people, seed people, and statue people. Now that's my perspective, it's my idea, and as always, you can share your idea if you agree. And it's not healthy to live in an it's not healthy to live in an echo chamber. So if you've got a different opinion or about people or what you think. Share it with me in the comments and we can have a discussion on it. Or if there's any videos you would like me to make, any topics you'd like me to make a video on, please share it with me in the comments down below as well. And until next time, stay safe, look after yourself, walk your spiritual path with pride, and if you're practicing much at me, stay with you. May meet, may part, meet again. Blessed be.